Hey guys, Silverlord here, back again with another review, and today we're taking a look at the G.I. Joe Classified Series Amazon exclusive Arctic mission Storm Shadow. So without further ado, let's get into it. Starting off with aesthetics and articulation, it's basically your typical G.I. Joe Classified Series fare, minus a boot cut. Not quite sure why they went that route, but it's not there, so gotta mention it. That being said, a closer look here. This is the, I guess, Ninja Force version of Storm Shadow, right? And it is also the version of Storm Shadow that was a member of G.I. Joe, as opposed to Cobra. Or maybe it was an anti-hero or something. I don't know. But it's the closest to the good guy version of Storm Shadow you're going to get. And that's the one we have right now. And honestly, it doesn't bug me a ton. I think this is a cool look, and you could still use it with your Cobra guys. But I'm probably going to keep this dude with my Joes, to be honest, because it is the quote-unquote nice guy version, even though he looks like he's really freaking pissed off in the face there. Really nice head sculpt. I like that a lot. And if you really wanted to kind of mod this guy up a bit, maybe just paint the mask white, you'd have a closer to traditional Storm Shadow. But with that being said, his head is on a hinge there. Can look up and down, rotate it all the way around, snap his neck. Now he's dead. He's got a little bit of tilt, and then his neck does have some shifting action going on there. Not a ton, but enough. Shoulders go out to the side pretty far. Yeah, about that far. Shoulder pads move out of the way. Don't push too hard, though. You don't want to snap those off. But they are separate pieces and attached where the shoulder pegs in. So you can actually rotate them around with the shoulders. So that is cool. He does have butterfly joints as well. That work pretty good. You don't get a ton of range out of them, but they work pretty good. Arms will rotate full 360. As you can see, the shoulder pad moves with the shoulder. He's got a bicep swivel. Double joint at the elbow, and he can punch himself in his own face, so that's cool. He's got the proper wrist joints on both sides. He's got a hinge up and down, so that's cool. This side is a little bit stuck on mine. I'm not sure why that is. It'll like move up, but it won't move down a ton. I've gotten it to move, but it's very, very, very stiff. App crunch works, but I will say it is floppy on mine. So take that as you will. It's just the G.I. Joe classified crapshoot that we're kind of used to at this point. But it does have nice heavy detents, so if you like that, it's definitely there. But yeah, it kind of sucks that it's really floppy, but I just shift the belt up right up to there. So it kind of holds in place, because there's not a whole lot of wiggle room down here anyways. I mean, he's got the ball joint at the waist, which does work. And I kind of wish they would flip the joints around on these, funny enough, because I want them to do it the opposite way on Marvel Legends. I wish they do it the opposite way on these, have the ab crunch down here and the ball joint up here, because then, even if it was loose, you'd have the belts to hold the ab crunches tight. So kind of a double-edged sword there, but shifting that up, that doesn't look too ridiculous. He's not Steve Urkeling it too bad, I don't think. But that's just me. Hips are on drop-down joints, so you can drop them down and kick them further out to the side if you really needed to. Kick them back in. They do move forward and back, although I will say I did have to heat mine up because it did have a gnarly I don't know if it's a D10 or what, but a click when you shifted them forward and back. I just used a little soap, a little bit of heat to heat those up, but it works fine now. He's got a thigh cut, double joint at the knee, which can he... Oh! Kicks his ninja ass. The first figure to kick its own ass in a long time, might I add. And then he's got the hinge in the foot with a rocker joint, no boot swivel, which I think might have been more useful on this guy. Same with the drop down hips, because he's got a lot of belt going on down there. But yeah, standard otherwise, as far as G.I. Joe Classified Series go. Also, side note, well, not really a side note, shout out to T-Biz for the hookup on this guy. Because he doesn't get enough shout outs on this channel. That's a lie. But with that being said, let's move on to the accessories. Moving on to the accessories, and Storm Shadow, like most G.I. Joe Classified Series figures, comes with a pretty solid spread, all things considered. Granted, he doesn't exactly hold all of them on his person like a lot of the other figures, but you could put most of them on there, so that's what counts in the end, right? Starting off, he's got this hood, which, you know, if you wanted to do some head swapping and customizing, you could make a pretty sweet Taskmaster out of this guy. But taking him, all you got to do is push this on. Goes right over his noggin. I took that off for the articulation because it's just easier to show the range in the head. But there you go. There he is with his hood. Looks pretty awesome. Next up, he's got this grapple hook and this little sickle thingy here. Now, the Red Ninja and the Hand Ninja from Marvel Legends actually come with two of these. I would have liked a second one of these maybe, just because these are cool to dual wield. And the grapple hook's cool. Doesn't really have a spot to go. Would have been nice to have a little hook on the figure to go in that loop there, but I guess if you wanted to, setting that down, if you took the sword scabbard, that peg's actually thin enough. You can push this onto there if you're diligent. I may try that, but talking about that, you do get the sword, which you can put into scabbard. Like so. And you can, of course, peg that onto his back. So long as you actually find out where the dang hole is. There it is. You can have that on his back. Like so. It's not pushed in all the way, but there's a reason for that. Not only because I threw it off screen, but it's got this quiver of arrows here. Which, what's the deal with ninjas and bow and arrows? I'm fairly new to that. Which is black, compared to everything else, which is just white. It's got a little peg hole there. You can peg this into the back. Like so. And you can have that. And there is a tiny gap left in between there. So if you did stick the grapple hook on there, you could pop it out about that far, and could have everything on his person for the most part, with the exception of the loose arrow. You could have literally almost everything on his person, but you could take these and you could put them in his back like so. And this kind of helps to hold that ab crunch in place too, because it is, again, kind of loose on mine. There you go. There it is from the back. There it is from the front. Pretty well hidden. Doesn't stick out too far either. I thought it was going to stick out a little far, but it does not. And then last but not least, get the bow and the arrow. Kind of wish there was a clip on the bow for the arrow. That's what they've been doing with Marvel Legends. And the bow is a little bit nicer than the arrow itself. Would have been nice to get some paint on this too, but doesn't look too bad. But with that being said, let's take a look at some size comparisons. Taking a look at some size comparisons, here's Storm Shadow next to a couple other G.I. Joe Classified Series figures. Got Snake Eyes on the left and the Red Ninja on the right. Up next, here he is next to a couple of Marvel Legends. Got the Hand Ninja on the left, and the Prowler on the right. And why the Prowler? Because the Prowler's awesome. That's why. And last but certainly not least, got our two regulars. Got the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibulus on the left, and the Mortal Kombat 11 Spawn on the right. So with that being said, time to wrap things up. Some final thoughts. Overall, and while this isn't my ideal version of Storm Shadow, I gotta admit this is a pretty sweet figure, being based off the Ninja Force version, as I stated earlier. This is more of the kind of anti-hero good guy version of Storm Shadow, and hopefully we'll see a more Cobra-aligned version of this character in the future. But for now, I would say definitely pick this guy up if you are in need of a Storm Shadow for your Classified Series collection, because as usual the Classified Series fails to really disappoint me, like hardcore disappoint me, other than maybe Roadblock and Scarlet. I've been pretty smitten with this line, even though I've had some very sporadic QC issues, particularly with looseness in some spots, but that's just the luck of the draw, to be honest. It's a crapshoot either way. I mean, I got a really good Snake Eyes, but I've got loose ab crunches on a couple other figures. Take it or leave it. I like Snake Eyes more than the other characters, so what can I say? But with that being said, again, shout out to T-Biz for gifting me this guy. This figure is absolutely fantastic. And T-Biz is super awesome, so check out his channel. I will leave a link in the description below in case you're curious on the various skin tones of He-Man. All two of you. And the many heads of Skeletor. He just posted some videos on the Motu Origins line yesterday, actually. So go check those out, as well as his other videos and reviews and giant 20-foot snowmen. Not kidding. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Don't forget to like this video and hit that subscribe button, as well as the notification bell, so you know whenever I upload more reviews like this one. And as always, don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of this version of Storm Shadow. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you want to see more Arctic style variants or variants in general from this line? But remember, as always, keep the comments civil, because the world sucks enough as it is. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later.